And welcome to the first Cosmic Cafe. Go get your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you want to drink or whatever. I'm calling these videos the Cosmic Cafe because my paid list on my Substack receives chapters of my spiritual memoir, for lack of a better term, called Cosmic Heart. And so I'm going to be delivering these videos, this bonus material that I'm thinking of as kind of like metaphysical self-care, something around there, to my paid list. But this video is for everyone, so that you can, I don't know, sample a little taste of the menu at the cafe and see if maybe it would be right for you. I never plan what I'm going to say when I record videos or what I'm going to write about when I write a post. But today I have notes. The full moon in Leo. If you've heard people talk about this full moon, you've probably heard that it's a difficult moon, that there are some harsh elements to it. I prefer to say expect the unexpected, and also a reminder that just because energies are intense does not mean that they are bad. And energies are intense right now. I love the moon. I mean, I love everything about it. I love to just go outside and look at it. I love it as a symbol. I love the words associated with it. I really want, it's on my list of things that I would like to achieve in my life, that I would like to have one of those giant cutout crescent moons that people used to sit in for photos. Do you know what I mean? Like a big moon to sit in for photos. I really want, I have said this before on social media, so you may have heard me say this before, that it is like, when I think about what my dream careers would be, one of my dream careers would be to dress in 1970s maxi dresses with some sort of crown and really beautiful makeup and sit in glittery crescent moons. That's it. Like you would hire me to come to your event and be that. I'm not the physical type that you probably want, and that's probably why that career won't go well for me, but perfectly suited for it in every other way. So what do we think about? Where do we focus our energy at the time of a full moon? Full moons illuminate things that have been hidden, things that have been in the darkness. The image I always have about the full moon is this light caresses the darkness, and things come up that have been underground and we can see them. And so often these are things that we have felt, that we have suspected, that we've felt them, but we maybe couldn't name them. So full moons to me are all about transformation and change. I think this particular full moon, this moment in time, is asking us to look at where we need to have courage in our lives, where we need to be bold in our lives. What has been hidden from our own view? What's been hidden in our own hearts that we need to bring out into this light? Where can you shine in your life? So I talk a lot about personal identity and the self, and these, knowing who you are, being who you are. And when you hear me talk about that, maybe you think to yourself, how can I be talking about the need for community and our interconnectedness and the fact that we're all one, and how we need to take action in our lives right now, particularly in this country, but also talk about these ideas of the self at the same time? And the answer is, to me, that's it. That's the elixir. That's the stuff. It's not one or the other. It's focusing our energy in both of those places, so that if I'm truly being myself and I'm honoring who I am and I'm doing what I came here to do and I'm creating the things, the stuff that only I can create, and I'm holding the energy that only I can hold, and I'm shining the light that only I can shine, then that is how I become an important, necessary member of my community. That is how I show up in my relationships. That is how I can help. That is how I can take action. Based on what we've already experienced here at the beginning of 2025, we're just in the first 2 months of 2025. Based on what we've already experienced, what I feel happening for the rest of the year is constant, sudden, drastic change and change back. Changing things and then changing them back. Things going away and then coming back. Losing things that we never thought we would lose. Losing the very ground beneath our feet. It's going to be wild this year, energetically, what happens and doesn't happen. Things that stay and things that go. So for me personally, I think it's really important to stay grounded every day, to tend to my inner anchor, inner calm. I don't want to react to everything that happens. I don't want to feel my nervous system pulled out of my body every time something happens. I think we're going to be, all of us, riding the waves of shocking things we can't believe, things we don't like, things that break our hearts. But the thing to remember as we're riding those waves, never going to be only the things that we don't like. There are also going to be the things that we love at the same time. So we listen for guidance. We listen for people to tell us, here are the 5 action steps you can take if you don't like this thing that just happened. Oh, I'm not saying pull yourself out of the fray and ignore what's going on, but I am going to say pull yourself out of the fray and get steady, get grounded, so that you can flow with what's happening, respond to what's happening rather than react to it. We are making choices as a collective. We are making choices as a country, as a world, as a globe, as a planet, as people, as our neighborhood, as a small community, as an individual. We're making these choices. So things are changing as we go because we're making choices as we go. And it is big energy. I personally feel that we are at the beginning of a gigantic humanitarian transformation. How long will this transformation take? How long will things be the way they are right now? That depends on the choices we make. That depends on us. I will say to you, things are happening much faster than I thought that they were going to happen. It's happening really rapidly. So maybe that's a good thing, even though it's a shocking thing. I think that this is a really wonderful time. Today, right now, you're watching this video. I think this is a really wonderful time to reconnect with who you really are. And who you want to be, and what do you want to say? Just going through your life, as you're going through your daily life, whether you're posting on social media or you're talking to your friends or you're creating something, you're writing something, you're making something, you're being yourself. What is it? What is the energy? What is the story? What is it that you want to bring to this physical world right now in this moment? What do you want when people encounter you? When they leave you, what do you want them to leave with? What have you done? What is the light that you have shown onto this moment? I think that's the question for all of us to be thinking about right now. And I think if you're really honest with yourself about that, you might find some surprises in there. You might find some things that you didn't know were there. You have this really amazing gift, which is the gift of your voice. And you get to choose how you use your voice. And how you use your voice is going to be different from how other people use their voices. So nature moves in cycles and patterns. And when we look at astrology, or we look at the phases of the moon, or we notice the weather, that's what we're doing. We're engaging with those natural cycles, those patterns. I think that astrology offers a sort of map of energy. It's not, the stars and the planets are not doing something to you. The moon is not doing something to you. But if you watch the patterns, if you notice the patterns, then you are given a little bit of a map of energy. So people will, we have that story that's in culture that you hear a lot about the full moon. Things go haywire on a full moon. People act crazy. More people end up in the emergency room on a full moon. It's not because the moon is doing something to people. If someone's telling you this is a really difficult full moon, don't let that scare you. Back in the day, when oracle cards started to be a thing, she was really like the queen of the oracle cards. And I have my first deck of oracle cards that I ever bought was a Doreen Virtue deck, and they were all angel cards at the beginning. So I decided I wanted to pull a card for you, and I'm going to pull a card from Daily Guidance from Your Angels, which is a Doreen deck. I don't care that she doesn't want me to use these cards anymore. I really don't. So what I would advise you to do is, when I'm pulling a card, when anybody's pulling a card, when you're getting a reading of any kind from anyone, to not allow yourself to be passive in that. So just like the moon's not doing something to you, I'm not doing something to you. I'm not telling you something that you don't already know. I'm offering you a doorway. So maybe you want to sit down with your journal, or maybe you just want to sit in meditation. Just think about this image, this message, and I'm going to read this message to you, but you're going to feel in your own heart what the message means to you. How can you interpret that or apply it to your own life? And maybe it won't have meaning to you, but maybe it will. I hope it does. All right, the card I pulled is Acceptance. I'll show you that image again in a minute. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels. You don't have to literally believe in angels to receive this message. With unconditional love. That's the part you have to believe in. And acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. So, okay, that is right in line with what I was saying about, here's the image if you want to look at that. That's Rocky snoring, if you wonder. In line with, what I felt like I wanted to talk about today, which is how can you be your truest self, and how can you offer your truest self to this moment, and what is it that you bring? That's what I want to leave you with today. I want to thank you, first of all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for considering becoming a paid subscriber. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm really grateful that you're here. Though, if you looked up how to publish a book on Substack, you would not find what I'm doing. You would find the advice to have a completed manuscript that's already been first drafted, second drafted, edited, and then release it. What I'm actually doing is publishing to you as I'm writing. So you're getting a first draft and you're getting it as it's written, which means that it's kind of raw, I guess, or just very grateful that you are willing to be here, to be a receiver of the work. And I just want to say, please never hesitate to comment if you have a comment. It's, I'm not looking for criticism. I'm not looking for that, but I would love to hear your responses, or if you have questions, or If something in the writing makes you think, oh, I wonder about this, or I wonder about that, or just if you just have a response to it, or it reminds you of something in your own life, I'm always looking and hoping for those sorts of comments. But thank you very much for being here today and for being in the cafe with me. I hope you've enjoyed your I didn't even drink my beverage at all while I was just talking. But here we are. It's the full moon in Leo. It's 2025. It's a wild roller coaster of a year. We are seeing things and experiencing things that probably most of us never thought we would see or experience in our lifetimes. And some of those things are heartbreaking, terrifying. We don't know. We're not sure yet what we're going to do. We're not sure yet where we're going to be at the end of this year. But if we all come together and if we act out of love and if we use our voices, speak our truth, make the art we came here to make, be who we came here to be, and if we link arms, if we walk forward together, if we make loving, compassionate decisions, we're going to end up somewhere very different at the end of this year than we are here at the beginning of this year. Please, please step out of fear and into hope as much as you can. Hope is where our power is. It's what we are. Love is what we are. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Okay. I love you. Happy Valentine week, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.